Good morning. I just noticed Bitcoin's under $97,000. I saw a post from Fred Krueger over there on X and he's saying, I'd tell you to buy the dip, but just really any time's a good time to be able to buy Bitcoin. Completely agree. We saw Saylor bought just over 21,000 Bitcoin over the weekend. The guy's unstoppable. He's buying billions and billions and billions of dollars over the last couple of weeks, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. That's one catalyst. As well as that, Saylor now owns 2% of the Bitcoin supply, over 420,000 Bitcoin. Absolutely crazy. I wonder if psychologically in his mind he's going for 1 million Bitcoin. Maybe MicroStrategy is trying to accumulate more than Wall Street collectively. Wouldn't surprise me. The tenacity, the focus, the purpose of Michael Saylor doing that, I reckon that's probably the end game here for him. I saw a real interesting post by Prince Philip of Serbia saying there's at least 10, 2 times 5 central banks around the world looking or implementing Bitcoin strategic reserves in secret. That's pretty insane. And like all the noise that's especially in the mainstream media around this Bitcoin strategic reserve asset, we saw Amazon shareholders pushing the board to look at putting at least 5% of their cash into Bitcoin. We've got the Microsoft shareholder vote tomorrow as well. It doesn't actually matter if any of these nation states or companies adopt Bitcoin. What matters is that the conversation about them adopting Bitcoin is happening. That pretty much guarantees Bitcoin is going to $1 million per coin. Maybe not this cycle. It really doesn't matter when it happens. The longer it takes, the better for the everyday person, because unfortunately, most people, they don't own Bitcoin, which is sad. We are going much, much higher. And what Fred was saying, buy the dip, 97,000, I absolutely agree. But any time at the moment, it's a good time. You know, I was buying at the lows of 2020. I'm still buying now. I'll hit buy when I get home. You know, a little bit of sun, a little bit of surf, a little bit of sweat at the gym. I'm going to have some steaks, stack some sats. And that's as hard as it needs to be. I just wanted to do a real quick video today because I'm sitting down for a couple of podcasts and I haven't been able to get the news out. And it's a pretty interesting time in human history. This talk again about the strategic, oh look, little pool, rock pool. It's like bloody bar this morning. How good is this? This is the point of Bitcoin, to be able to do what the fuck you want, whenever you want, with whomever you want. Well, maybe not with whomever you want. Most people are broken at work, but it is what it is. I don't even know what day it is, Tuesday. There we go. It's the 10th here in Australia, down under. And Bitcoin, 96,980 when I saw it last. Let's get that sun out of your face. This cycle, you know, people are talking about the super cycle and that we're going to go up forever and we're never going to come back down. I don't believe the super cycle's here. But I do believe fundamentally this time is different. Yesterday I was talking with Michael Dunworth and he was saying maybe, you know, it's like 120 by Christmas, 150,000 by New Year's. He's like, maybe not. And we all just had a laugh because the price is really irrelevant. We couldn't care. We're just having a bit of a banter on the phone, three-way call. However, once Bitcoin starts running, it's going to start running, and people that are getting shaken out at these prices are not going to make it. I did see Michael Saylor sat down with Dave Portnoy. If you haven't already seen that, I reposted that this morning at Sean Clark, SEAN, 911. Check that out. He really breaks it down very simply and talks about sort of being on the best team in the world. You can see, can you see it? No. There. It's not natural. It's strange. No idea why they do it. What's going on? It's definitely not a natural cloud. The line in the sky. However, back to Bitcoin. We've got this brief history in time. You know, British Hodl gets a lot of pushback. What I really love and respect about the guy is out of everyone, he pushed people to get to one Bitcoin. If you haven't checked out that podcast that we did the other day that dropped on Friday, I highly suggest you do. For me, I'm not really interested in the MicroStrategy play, probably because I don't understand it so much, and I like Bitcoin in self-custody. To me, that's all that matters. This is the freedom technology that is Bitcoin. If it's on the exchange, if it's locked up in an ETF or the Bitcoin's within MicroStrategy or stock, it's not your Bitcoin. That's the game I'm playing. And I think that's the game that Wall Street is playing. The bond market, I understand, is a little bit different with MicroStrategy. They want the volatility. But even Michael Saylor says, you buy the Bitcoin, you don't sell the Bitcoin. And he's going to keep buying. He reckons he'll be buying $1 billion of Bitcoin a day when Bitcoin's at $1 million. Pretty interesting. That's a large call. But maybe he's unlocked it. Like the amount of financial engineering that Saylor has done, pretty incredible. And what a day. Like, this is the whole point of Bitcoin, really, is just to be able to get outside, be able to do what you want. Obviously, it's not all like that. I'm doing this video because I'm going into a couple of meetings, a podcast, and I need to look at spreadsheets for the rest of the day as we wind down for the silly season. Merry Christmas, everyone, as well, if you celebrate it. If you don't, happy holidays. Hopefully you get some time off. It's strange, we never get a white Christmas here. It's hot as Hades, and it is what it is, but at least the ocean's bathwater warm. It's, for anyone new to the space, 4 years, get as much as you possibly can. Realize it's very, very volatile. It's going to continue to get volatile, but when we explode, and I think once we get over $110,000, that's when it really starts. I probably do expect, or maybe even suspect, that we're going to get a Santa Claus rally with Bitcoin sort of winding around this 97, 96 to 100,000, 101,000 USD. It's getting ready to do something. And the more Bitcoin can go sideways without popping off and just accumulate, it lays like a really solid foundation for us to be able to go much, much, much higher. That's nice. What a day. It's going to be hard to get into it, but I'm going to. Let us know where you're tuning in from, what your game plan is. And I've been getting a lot of questions. Yesterday I was on a podcast and he was asking me about new people coming into the space and about shitcoins in general. Stay away from shitcoins. They're a mind virus. It's like, if people want to play that game, I'm like it's their money, it's their choice. They can do whatever. But if people, my belief, and you do you if you're holding altcoins, is if you want to play that altcoin game, if it's that good, 10% of your bag can go into those degenerate gambles, and then the 90% into the world's hardest money. I understand humans want to speculate, they want to gamble, and maybe some people get lucky. It happens, I'm aware of the fact. However, the amount of time within altcoins to be able to try to understand it when they keep changing all the rules, it's not a game that I'm interested in anymore at all. But you do you, and if you get 100x and out of it, it's enough. It's truly enough. So that'd be my advice. My advice would be 100% Bitcoin. However, I understand human nature. Humans like to gamble, be degenerates, and I just hope people can be a degenerate with a couple of rules in place to be able to protect themselves to the downside. Bitcoin, it's not magic internet money. It's not about getting rich quick. It is the best money that's ever existed in human history, ever. Full stop, period, end of discussion. That's what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is like a 0 to 1 event. It's like finding fire, discovering fire. It's a tool that gives the power back to the individual, takes the control away from the government. We're seeing governments all around the world with CBDCs, digital IDs. They're going hammer over tong here in Australia to get through these digital IDs, and it'll definitely be to roll out CBDCs. They're pushing these digital IDs more and more and more. That's a little bit scary, but Bitcoin and self-custody, and that's what I'm an advocate for, it's freedom technology. Nobody can stop it, nobody can get in the way of it, and can't debase it, but also, as well as being the best engineered money, it's the best store of value that's ever existed. In Bitcoin terms, gold over the last 3 years, I believe, is down 72 or 73%. Absolutely insane, if you're to price it in Bitcoin. And so if you want to get more gold, the best way to be able to get more gold, which is absolutely hilarious, is just to buy, stack and chill Bitcoin. It's crazy. And then read the books, and then you understand gold's still good. I don't even knock it. It's been a good store of value for the last 2,000 years, but we live in a digital economy, a digital age. As the world transitions more and more and we get more of these AI robots coming out, we got a little buddy here this morning. Hello. Morning. What a grand and glorious day, little Jack Russell. I need to take our dogs for a walk later. Total dog brain, maybe like a baby brain. Totally forgot my train of thought. It is what it is. Like gold. That's where we're at. It's been a good store of value. And it'll continue to be a good store of value. Have absolutely no doubt about it. At least for the next 5-10 years. Bitcoin, though, is coming for gold. It is starting to replace gold. When the world wakes up and they understand that Bitcoin can never be confiscated, can't be destroyed, it can be lost, but it can't be destroyed. I think that's where we see this huge shift. And we're seeing major banks as well say exactly the same thing. So it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. And like maybe for the older generation, to have a bit of an allocation to gold if they're in retirement or transitioning into retirement to ride out the volatility of Bitcoin, maybe it makes sense. No, that's a discussion for a financial advisor. For me, I've got time on my side. I'm young. The volatility really doesn't mean much, and it's exciting. It's an opportunity. It's a feature, not a bug. Some little crabs and stuff in the rock pools. So I don't know. I think it's still going to be around, but I think Bitcoin's going to just continue to dominate gold and take over its market cap. And I'm good with that. That's I guess what Peter Schiff is failing to understand. You can have both, and maybe for someone like his generation that's so fixated on gold, similar to like Lawrence Lepard, or Fred Krueger. They started off as gold guys, they transition, they still hold a bit of both. What's wrong with that? But to have no exposure to Bitcoin? I don't know. Unfortunately, they're going to find out. Anyway, let us know where you're tuning in from. Hit subscribe if we vibe. Got some epic podcasts coming out. Lawrence Lepard video is almost edited, almost finished. Max DeMarco, the British Hodl one dropped the other day. Robin Saylor video is coming out. Podcast was on yesterday. Podcast that I'm on today. I'll let them announce it. That's fair. And there's so many. George, we're going to dive into MicroStrategy, Bitcoin as well. It's going to be like a 2-hour podcast. We'll split in half. So you can watch that in bite-sized pieces. Some really high signal coming out over the next couple of weeks. So hit the notification bell, subscribe if we vibe, and leave us a comment. Say hi and go outside. Enjoy the great outdoors. Absolutely glorious. Peace.